This was just a great event today. It's always a wonderful opportunity to recognize entrepreneurs, but it doesn't happen nearly often enough for companies and entrepreneurs that are outside of Salt Lake or Provo, and this is a chance to be able to demonstrate, I think, that some of the best companies and some of the greatest growth for our state will come right out of our local area. And we had the chance to see some of those companies today, and that's a great thing.
Surround yourself with people that are better than you, smarter than you, faster than you if you're on a RAGNAR relay team, and more qualified than you. I think that the best involvement we've had with Dolphin Capital Group has been their mentorship and involvement on our board. And so to those entrepreneurs that are out there, I suggest that you, whether you're a freelance graphic artist or you're a big company, just find the people that care about your company and they're going to know more than you, and they'll help guide you.
We're completely honored to be chosen, and we're really excited. Actually, we didn't know about the NorthFront Entrepreneur Alliance, so we're excited to be involved and to stay involved. We're looking forward to attending the functions from here on out and just supporting Utah entrepreneurism.
When I kicked this thing off back in 2007, I was a couple classes away from wrapping up my master's program. And some things in the summer kind of led me to believe, look, a reasonable person will rent something if the situation is right. And I don't know what that is, but I know that those factors come together and people rent things. And that sounds dumb. That's like an age-old business model. And so I wrote the words rent something on a sticky note and I just stuck it to the edge of my computer. And I was in the process of buying yet another book for my master's program. And it just kind of all clicked right at once. You know what, I'll bet you could rent textbooks. It's been my observation that most people get ahead during the time that other people are wasting. And I think that's true not physically, but also mentally. A lot of people, when they're done with work or when they're done with whatever they're focused on, their brain is also turned off. And I think there's just a couple factors that make there's no real recipe, but there's a couple factors. Eventually faith has got to win. I don't know what the formula is for that or when it happens, but at some point faith has to win fear, and faith has to take that top bunk, I guess. And on top of that, a person can't be lazy. They can't sit back and think complacently that things are going to just happen and work for them. It takes a lot of work no matter how good the idea is, no matter looking back over 2 years, wow, I guess we struck a good idea. It's been difficult. It's been incredibly hard. We put in a lot of time, and those two things together I think have made this business successful.
No, it's super cool. I mean, as a management team, we just kind of get in and we just work and work and work and work and work. We've been doing this for 2.5 years now, and it's just fun, something like this, knowing that people are on the outside are kind of looking at us and recognizing the growth. Because we don't ourselves very often, you know, we're just working, and it's hard to kind of recognize your own accomplishments. And so it's super cool for someone else to come in and recognize us, and it's just a boost, you know, boost to the management team and the employees and everything. So very cool, very cool.
What we do is really help these, what I call old media companies, they like to be known as traditional media companies, really transform themselves to great new media success stories. And so what we looked out there when everybody else was saying, wow, the newspapers, television, radio stations are going to be out of business, we looked at that and said, hey, what a great opportunity for our technology to help them transform themselves into the new media of online, okay, or mobile. Well, early on when I jumped out of the big world of iOmega, and my wife kept mentioning numerous times, Reed, isn't it about time to go get a real job? I don't know how many times she said that over and over and over again. So for me, they're spending all my time and actually putting our hard-earned savings into the company. So the big advice I have is hire your wife, bring her in, make her part of the team, and then she won't keep bugging you to go get a real job. I think the NorthFront Alliance is really doing some great work up here in northern Utah. We're very honored to have this award today.
5.5 or so years ago, as I was stepping down from being the founder and CEO of MarketStar and recognized I had some wealth that I wanted to give back, I went to my good friend Craig Bott and I said, Craig, I've got a vision of some things that I'd like to accomplish here in giving back and building the state's economy through entrepreneurism. And would you be willing to stop what you're doing and join me to put this program together that we now call Grow Utah Ventures? We build great companies here in the state of Utah, and they tend, after a short period of time, where investors, angels, venture capitalists, or the owners themselves need to have some type of a sale. They need to have an exit. They need to harvest some of the wealth that's been created. And what happens here in the state, unfortunately, is those sales generally take place with a company that acquired them from California or who knows where. And those companies then cease to exist. They're moved elsewhere. And so I'm looking at this, ladies and gentlemen, and saying to you, the next step that we have to have in the state of Utah, there are little other things we need to fix and work on as well. More angels, more people participating, more growth. But at the end of the day, if we don't have some kind of a holding company in the state of Utah, some kind of a financial public company that can acquire local Utah companies in addition to other companies around the region, we're missing the opportunity to build the state where it becomes economically stronger and more powerful.